Miguel Dorati back here at the IBOT Vaults, and we're going to hit you a boxing video blog here. We're going to get into some boxing for this weekend coming up, the last weekend of August. Big show coming up at the Staples Center on August 29th on Saturday there. And the big fight there is at featherweight. You've got Leo Santa Cruz facing Abner Mares. This fight has been talked about for a long time. They're both, among the elite fighters at their weight classes. Santa Cruz gets a little bit of a bad rap for being a little bit of a protected fighter, as he's been undefeated so far at 30-0-1. You got Abner Mares, who stumbled, in his career, 29-1-1, took a loss to Johnny Gonzalez, but is still considered one of the premier fighters in that weight class. And what you got there now is you got Santa Cruz favored at -220. With Abner Mares at +180. There's a WBC diamond belt on the line. It's a minor belt. Fight's actually bigger than a diamond belt fight. And the over-under on this 12-rounder is at 9.5, with the over paying -320 and the under at +260. This should be a really high-skill fight, and something that could be exciting to see, especially for purists of the boxing sport, because these guys are elite boxers. The other boxing match that's also getting a lot of attention out there and is on pay-per-view coming up this Saturday comes to us from the Forum in Inglewood. And let's just say these guys were great in their day, but this is a little bit past their prime here, I think. You got Shane Mosley facing Ricardo Mayorga in the main event. Mayorga 31-8-1, and Mosley also coming off a couple of fast wins here after losing to Miguel Cotto back in 2011. He fought twice in 2014 after taking a couple of years off. And you got Mosley at 47-9-1. It's basically a rematch of an old-time fight. They fought in 2008. Obviously, Mosley won that fight and stopped him by KO in the last round. Mayorga's a sideshow at this point. Mayorga is, he will still come and try to fight and, bring the heart and the kind of street instinct to the fight, but he's flirted the last few years in the MMA world, done some low-level MMA stuff. Real bad news coming out of, Central America, where he's done a few of those MMA fights that aren't even documented, really. And Mosley, though he's past his prime, Mosley is a Hall of Famer, so he's favored here at -650 with Mayorga at +475, and the over-under there is at 9.5. with the over at -250 and the under at +190 here. The other match on that card that will be getting attention at the books, hopefully we'll see Joel Diaz Jr. Un segundito. Ahí vamos. Después que termino de hablar de Mayorga y Mosley, me lo vas a contar otra vez. Okay. The other main event on that fight is the IBF World Female Super Bantamweight fight. Should be exciting. I'd love to see it. You got Julian Luna Avila facing Maureen Shea. Maureen Shea 24-2. Julian at 12-2. But anytime you get the IBF or one of the women's world titles on the line, you usually get a very exciting fight. Also on that card at lightweight, you got Joel Diaz Jr. 19-0 facing veteran Luis Arceo. So we'll see how that goes. Getting back over to the Staples Center, where Santa Cruz faces Mares, the other fight on the Premier Boxing Champions that should air and may get a line later on this week is the interim WBC World Super Bantamweight title fight between Hugo Ruiz, who's 35-2, and Julio Ceja, who's 29-1. Interesting fights. Last weekend was a light weekend for boxing. We got a couple of fights worth looking at there, and if you're looking for a little bit of a sideshow, down in St. Martin this weekend, you got Roy Jones Jr. again fighting at cruiserweight, and he's facing veteran Danny Santiago. And what you got in Roy Jones Jr. here is you got a situation where he fought 2 weeks ago, he's fighting here, and he's got another fight 2 weeks scheduled, so he's trying to, in his 40s, fight every couple of weeks, which is, hasn't really been seen in the modern times, so it makes for an interesting thing if you're a Roy Jones Jr. fan to take a look at. Anyway, that's boxing for this weekend. We'll talk to you after the fights.